topic of this evening will be about meditation, as it is an extremely important point in our practice. Either we are already Buddhist, either we consider Buddhism as a path which can give you some answer or some tools to deal with the mind. Meditation comes as a core practice. There are various types of meditation. We will try to see a little bit through this matter. There are a certain amount actually of misconception also regarding meditation, a certain amount of fear or unknown parameters, which brings a lot of people to think that they might not be able to meditate, or that meditation is not for them, that they cannot apply any meditation techniques, for example. And not being true, we will try also to uncover this kind of misunderstanding. There are some meditation techniques which can be a bit complicated, or if not complicated, at least a little bit complex to set up, to apply. Yet most of the meditation is easily applicable, much more easily probably than what we think commonly. And there is no specific needs of an empowerment or an initiation in order to start meditating. So we shall not regard meditation as something which has to be brought into your mind. It's something which comes within your mind. It's not an external method, it's an internal method. Of course, it requires to know a little bit about what and eventually how to apply the meditation, but it is applicable immediately. One of the main foundation for starting a meditation is the motivation. For which reason do we wish to meditate? What is bringing us to meditate? According to that answer, you discover the meditation technique which is the most appropriate for you, the most appropriate for your own mind, and the most appropriate according to your lifestyle. There are many different reasons for which we would like to meditate, starting from just pacifying ourselves, releasing a certain amount of stress accumulated by the daily activities. There are meditation in order to bring a better focus, a better strength of the mind, a better concentration. There are motivation to meditate in order to improve or develop some of our inner qualities. It might be to develop our wisdom, to develop our compassion. And there are meditation meant to help us achieving certain level of experience in connection with our spiritual understanding. I mean by that, for example, to meditate on the true nature of the reality we are living in. This requires to have already pacified and concentrate the mind, for example. So this is an important motivation. So before to enter into the how to meditate, it is important to ask ourselves the why to meditate. If I emphasize on the motivation, it's because it's the motivation which gives the strength of your meditation. If you are not sure about why to meditate, what reason, what goal you might wish to achieve through meditation, you might not stick to a certain discipline, auto-discipline, which is necessary in order to develop correct and steady meditation. Our mind is jumping from a thought to another constantly. In a minute we might have 40 or 50 different topics going through our mind. And this is what hinders our concentration, and often what hinders our capacity to learn or our capacity to perceive things in a clearer way. So, if we have defined within our own mind the reason for which we want to meditate, then it sustains our daily discipline. And that discipline is very important, because what we are trying to do through the meditation is to change our mind, to modify the old habits of our mind. When usually this mind is jumping from thoughts to other thoughts, we try to bring it to a better, more concentrated state, eventually even thinking in a slightly different, improved way. This requires not just to meditate once upon a time, or to spend just 5 minutes per day, but to include the mechanism of meditation within our everyday life. One of the common mistakes is to think that meditation can be practiced only in a very quiet place, sitting on a cushion in the perfect meditation position. Of course, this helps, and at the beginning it might be nice to set a certain habit to meditate within a more peaceful environment and in a good pacified physical way. But this is not forever. Meditation can be applied in everyday life, in basically every moment of our life. Doesn't mean that we will meditate 24/7, but it means we could apply meditation whenever we decide to, wherever we decide to. Which makes sense, of course, because to be able to meditate in a peaceful environment, it's already a good point, of course. But when do we need the most meditation? Is when our mind is getting disturbed. When disturbed emotions are arising, anger, or jealousy, or any disturbance, these are the right moments we need to be able to apply a correct meditation. And of course, when you are at job, at work, you cannot suddenly sit on the table in a meditation position and stop communication with your boss or your colleague. So if it is indeed beneficial to establish your habit of meditation at home eventually, or in a temple, or in a nice quiet place, it shall be progressively extended to any moment when you will need to meditate, when you will need to pacify your mind. We have also to understand that our natural state of mind is peace. Naturally, our mind is peaceful. What makes it unpeaceful is ourself not controlling the amount of thoughts which are emerging within our consciousness.